So, the most recent chapter of My Hero Academia Vigilantes has officially released, and let's just say that in this chapter, we get to see Koichi have a really touching moment with someone that he really cares deeply about, and how this is going to eventually lead to him potentially defeating number 6. Well, we'll see how that happens, but first, we'll do it right after this. Hey guys, how's it going? It is your boy, Manga Andrew, and I'm here to do my review for My Hero Academia Vigilantes, manga chapter 117. And when it comes to this chapter, this was a really good chapter of Vigilantes. We got to see some very cool and very beautiful action in this chapter, as well as we get to see some heartwarming dialogue between Koichi and potentially some other characters. We're gonna get to the characters that he has a conversation about and the actual complications of him having this conversation with them could imply. But overall, I think that this was a really good chapter of Vigilantes, and we'll go into it a little bit more when the actual review proper starts. But before we do so, I'd like to ask you, if you haven't done so, to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I do manga reviews, discussions, as well as cover the spoilers for My Hero Academia, as well as Vigilantes whenever they come out. So if you like that type of content and you want to see more content like that, subscribe to my YouTube channel. And without the way, let's get right into the review. So we actually started this chapter with Popstep having a seizure. Oh no! Oh no! Oh yeah, this is kind of like the implications I was talking about. Yeah, she's having a seizure, so you know, she could potentially be dying at this moment. So yeah, that kind of ties to what we saw last chapter, which was potentially that Knuckle Duster could be dead and he was talking to Koichi within his last moments, or it's something that Koichi was imagining. Yeah, we're gonna get a little bit more of that and potentially get it with Pup, but as we just get this one moment, as we have Midnight saying, yo, you need to stay in there, Popstep. Koichi's literally out there fighting for you, so at least hang in there, as we cut over to Koichi, as we get the title of the chapter, The Bad One, as Koichi is just coming to his realization of, whoa, what's going on with my knuckles? As you see that number 6 is calling out, Koichi, as he's about to slam his explosion fist into Koichi. Luckily enough, Koichi is healed up enough, sort of kinda, to avoid the explosion, as he's like, alright, how am I supposed to defeat this guy? But randomly out of nowhere, you have Knuckle Duster coming in and is like, give him a knuckle sandwich, as Knuckle Duster is being talked to by Koichi, as Koichi looks over and is like, how the heck are you still here? I thought you died! So, you know, most likely what this is implying, and what we're going to see a little bit later on, is that this is most likely a figment, or sort of kind of related to a vestige of Knuckle Duster. Most likely what is happening is that Koichi is imagining Knuckle Duster is there and someone else, and how they're giving him words of wisdom. And for the most part, this is kind of like a reflection of how Koichi started off this entire series, tying back to the first chapter, where we have Knuckle Duster, Koichi, and eventually Popstep coming in and pretty much advising Koichi on what he may need to do, and how they have two different ways of dealing with it. As you have Knuckle Duster's like, yeah, you just gotta have to kill him. Like, you can do it. Like, his brain is exposed, all you have to do is punch him right in the head. As Koichi's like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to kill him. And then you have just Knuckle Duster's like, oh, you just shoot him with your shooting gold blab. And he's like, I can't do that. As he gives like a sort of kind of logic of like, if you gotta murder someone to do it with your fists, like, referring to what Knuckle Duster most likely has told him, but he's like, yeah, but I don't want it to do that way. And then you just have Koichi saying like, yeah, that doesn't make any sense, as it's revealed that Popstep agrees with him, as Koichi is surprised that Popstep is here. So there are a few lines of thoughts that could pretty much explain why Koichi is seeing Popstep as well as Knuckle Duster. The one way that I'm thinking of is potentially that because they are dying at this moment, that they are somehow linked to each other, so Koichi's able to like actually talk to them because they're all on the brink of death, which is something that we've sort of kind of seen with Shigaraki, when somehow Nana Shimura was in that trippy world, which is most likely a representation of Shigaraki dying, and she was able to speak, which doesn't make sense because Shigaraki never met his great-grandmother, and his great-grandmother never met Shigaraki, so that's kind of weird that she was there. So that could be an explanation that on the brink of death, the people's souls or their spirits or the essences that reside within them could come into someone that they care about and talk to them for the last time before they die. Or the other option is that this is all in Koichi's head, which I'm okay with either or, but most likely it's all in Koichi's head because you just have these two individuals, Knuckle Duster as well as Popstep, telling Koichi to do one thing. Knuckle Duster is like, yo, kill him, as you just have Popstep, which is like the person of reason. It's like, no, you shouldn't do that. But then she also chimes in stuff like, okay, maybe you can do it, but like, don't try to kill him. As you just have Koichi in this situation is like, but you'll be mad at me. As you just have Popstep just like, oh, come on. Do you really think I'm that bad of a person to get angry at you for trying to defend yourself? As he's like, no, I just don't want you to hate me. As you just have this loving scene of like Popstep after she hears this. She's like, yeah, you're not that dense. You shouldn't be that dense. There's a difference between me being mad at you and me hating you because I can never be mad at you. I will always love you. As you just have this double page spread of this happening as Popstep is like jumping on debris, jumping into the sky, saying this, which if this is her actually saying it, she was able to confess to Koichi. And if this is all in his head, then Koichi realizes that he loves Popstep. So either way, this is a win-win for me. I ship them, so I'm cool with this. So at the very least, when this fight is ending, they're going to be together. So at least this is something that I'm pretty sure was being built up throughout the entire series. And while you have that single moment, we also get more of number 6 trying to fight Koichi. Koichi is able to avoid it as he's thinking, or someone is telling him that when it comes to everything that's going on, that there are no heroes and that it's all up to Koichi and that he's the only one that could be a hero right now. As you get like a symbolic reasoning of Popstep allowing Koichi to do this just once. Because the main reasoning why Koichi has really not been able to put down number 6 is not because he doesn't have the ability to do so. We've been told that he does, but that he's holding himself back because of Popstep. And that Popstep told him that he shouldn't use it to aim and hurt people, so he was unable to finish off number 6 when he had the chance at his weakest. But now that he's given the chance, symbolically either by himself allowing him to do it one time, or Popstep literally telling him that he can do it, we get the next 2 pages at the end of this chapter where we get to see Koichi in this cool double page spread doing a full back punch, as you have Popstep most likely saying to get it done, hero. As we see in the next page, he punches 3 big holes inside of number 6 in this monster form, potentially about to end the fight and potentially delivering the final blow to number 6 in the next chapter. So yeah, this was a very fun chapter of Vigilantes. We got to see finally the payoff for the reasoning why this fight was going on long enough. We were finally able to get Popstep to finally tell Koichi that he can go full out. He can go all out, and by doing so, he pretty much defeats number 6 in this moment. As well as we got to see like a cool, cute moment, which kind of reflects like their dynamic throughout the entire series, but particularly how they reacted and acted at the beginning of the story, for they are the Narita Vigilantes. So we kind of get that reunion in this chapter, which is also very cool, as we get to see Koichi finally bust out one of his very cool moves that kind of makes sense. We see that his repulsion, or his like little circles, are able to repel the physical explosion. So it makes sense that it's able to do this to this monster that is literally made up of explosions. So it's really cool to see, and it's just amazing, and I love it. So yeah, most likely this is going to be the final fight of the series. This fight may end in the next few chapters, and then we'll have a few chapters to wrap up the entire story, where we're going to see what Koichi's decision is going to be, potentially the ramifications of him doing what he did, if he's going to be arrested, if he's going to be acquitted, and potentially get to see if Popstep is alive, if Knuckle Duster is alive, and if they are, their interactions with Koichi. Most likely Popstep is going to be alive and get with Koichi, but Knuckle Duster may bite the dust, which will be very sad. So yeah, that's all I really have to say about this chapter. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and if you did, leave your thoughts down in the comments down below. I would really like to read them. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button and leave a like on the video if you liked it. And also don't forget to hit the notification bell to be notified for whenever I upload more content like this. Do all that cool jazz, and hopefully I'll be able to catch you in my next video. Goodbye!